Hai, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amar Wazif Ramli. My metric number is AN240020. So right now I'm going to talk about for the introduction of our topic, which is the development in electric powered car. So electric cars are becoming more popular as a way to cut carbon emissions and reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Thanks to better battery technology, government support, and rising consumer interest, electric vehicle (EVs) are moving into the mainstream. Still, there are challenges such as high cost, technical limitation, and lack of charging infrastructure. This study looks at the latest EV research, comparing the pros and cons of electric vehicles and traditional internal combustion engine (ICE) cars. According to the ICCT in 2022, EVs lower emissions over their lifetime, but battery production and charging access are still big concerns. Tesla's impact report in 2023 shows progress in battery efficiency, but also points out ongoing cost and material issues. By examining these points, this research aims to predict where electric transportation is headed and how it can help build a more sustainable future. So, there are three objectives of this research. First of all, to examine recent technological advancement in electric vehicle (EVs). Secondly, to assess the advantages and disadvantages of electric vehicle compared to conventional vehicles. And lastly, to explore future trends and potential developments in electric powered transportation. So, right now, I'm going to talk about the literature review that have been made on this research. So, recent advancement in electric vehicle (EV) technology are accelerating the shift toward sustainable transportation. Solid-state batteries, which is SSBs, offer higher density and improved safety and faster charging compared to traditional lithium-ion batteries, based on research by Zhang et al. In 2022. At the same time, advanced semiconductors like silicon carbide (SiC) and gallium nitride (GaN) are replacing silicon in EV inverters, improving efficiency and reducing power loss by research by H et al. In 2021. Next, technologies such as vehicle-to-grid (V2G) allow EVs to supply electricity back to the grid, while AI and smart grid integration enhance autonomous driving and energy management. Research by Lan and Captain in 2008 and Chen et al. In 2023. EVs also offer major benefits over conventional vehicles, including zero tailpipe emissions, higher energy efficiency, lower maintenance costs, and reduced noise pollution. Research by IEA in 2023, DOE in 2022, and NRCN in 2021. However, challenges remain, such as limited driving range, long charging times, high initial costs, and concerns over battery degradation and material sourcing. Research by Bloomberg NEF in 2023 and World Bank 2020. Despite these issues, the future of EVs look promising, with growing adoption, technological progress, and a global push to phase out internal combustion engines by 2035 to 2040. As EVs expand into commercial transport, they are expected to play a key role in creating a low carbon and sustainable mobility ecosystem. Research by World Economic Forum in 2022. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alif Iqbal bin Haidar Sabtu. My metric number is AN240021. So now I'm gonna present about application in EV car. So there are three things that I want to highlight. First, about EV battery. Second, EV design, and last, EV charger. For EV battery, Solid-state batteries are a major breakthrough in EV technology, unlike traditional lithium-ion batteries. They use solid electrolytes which allow ion to move faster, leading to much quicker charging according to Duff Campbell, CEO of Solid Power. This battery could reach 80% charge in under 15 minutes. This makes them a highly convenient and promising option for the next generation electric vehicle. Next, for EV design car, one of the biggest changes in electric vehicle is the design of the underbody since EVs don't require an engine or exhaust system. They use a flat aerodynamic base that hold the battery pack in tray. But because battery shape differ between model, manufacturers rely on Flexible Manufacture System or FMS to adapt to this variation. And since the batteries are heavy, flexible robotic systems are also essential for safe and efficient assembly. Last, for EV charger. Electric vehicles typically use two types of charger, a full-size home charger for overnight charging in a garage and a portable charger stored in the trunk. Portable chargers are useful for a long trip or emergency like power outage and are now included by many car makers. When it comes to charging type, there are three main options. Level 1 charging uses a standard household outlet. It is slowest but most accessible. Level 2 charging requires a dedicated charger and provide faster charging, making it ideal for home or public station. Finally, wireless charging is an emerging technology that charges the vehicle without cable by using magnetic field, offering greater convenience in the future.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Iskandar Zulkarnain bin Zulkifli, number metric AN240019. I will be presenting about calculation and formulation. So for 5.1, we need to calculate battery charging energy balance. And so for the input energy from grid to charger is given E equal to 50 kilowatt per hour. Next, we need to find energy loss from heat dissipation and conversion loss. So for heat dissipation from battery pack is given the formulation is M equal to M times Cp times T. Then we need to substitute the formulation with the value given, which is M is 250 kilogram times Cp is 900 joule per kgK times 10 degrees Celsius. The answer is 2.25 megajoule. And we need to convert to kilowatt per hour. And we got 0.625 kilowatt per hour. After that, for conversion loss from AC to DC, energy energy loss is equal to EM times 1 minus N conversion. And we need to substitute the formulation, and we got 50 kilowatt per hour times 0.15 is equal to 7.5 kilowatt per hour. And we need to calculate the output energy from battery storage, and the formulation is given E out equal to EM minus Q plus E loss is equal to 50 minus 0.625 plus 7.5 is equal to 41.575 kilowatt per hour. And for charging efficiency is equal to E out over E in times 100% is equal to 83.75%. After that, we need to calculate thermal management mass flow rate and the heat load. heat load. From 5.1, the Q battery is given 2.25 megajoule, and for the formulation coolant mass flow rate is given M equal to Q battery over Cp times T is equal to 2.25 times 106 joule over 14340 joule kgK times 5 degrees Celsius, and we got 0.314 kilogram per second. Okay, so next, as you can see, the process flow diagram is from grid power to 50 kilowatt DC charger to proton to battery pack and to R134 coolant loop, and last drivetrain output. Okay, so from grid power input, the system start with grid power supplying electricity to a 50 kilowatt DC charger. And step 2, the during charging, 15% of the energy is lost as heat due to inefficiency in the DC charger. 15% conversion loss. This means only 85% of the input power reach the battery. And so for proton EMAS battery pack or step 3, the energy is stored in proton EMAS battery pack. During operation, the battery dissipates 2.25 megajoule of heat, which must be managed to ensure performance and safety. So for step 4, a cooling system with a refrigerant flow rate 0.314 kilogram per second remove excess heat from the battery. This maintain optimal temperature and extend battery life. Lastly, drivetrain output. The stored energy powers the drivetrain, converting the electrical energy to mechanical motion, propelling the vehicle. So this flow diagram encapsulates the balance between energy storage, conversion loss, and thermal management, key challenges in modern EV system. Okay, so for discussion, let's start with the foundational concept. So, the Carnot cycle is known for defining the maximum efficiency of heat engines. The reverse Carnot cycle is what makes modern heat pump possible. In EV, this principle is critical for managing cabin and battery temperature efficiently. PV diagram shown for this cycle is define the state of the refrigerant. How does this apply to electrical vehicles? In cold weather, the heat pump extracts heat from cold outside air and transfer it to warm the cabin and battery. And in hot weather, it removes heat from the battery and cabin, acting like an air conditioner. This dual functionality saves energy compared to resistive heaters and extend driving range. Why it matters? Why is this better than traditional system? First, energy efficiency. It uses ambient heat instead of creating it from scratch. Second is battery longevity. It prevents extreme temperature that degrade battery life. Last is range optimization. Less energy wasted is equal to more miles per charge. That's all for discussion. To sum up, the reverse Carnot cycle is like the hero of EV comfort and efficiency as we push toward sustainability mobility. Innovation like this will keep drivers warm, battery healthy, and range long. Thank you.
Okay, now we have almost come to the end of the presentation. So in conclusion, the shift to electric vehicle marks a major step towards sustainable transportation. EV offer big environmental benefit, reducing greenhouse gas emission by 40 to 60% of the energy grid. They are also much more energy efficient, converting up to 90% of electricity into motion, while internal combustion engine manage only about 20 to 30%. However, there are still key challenges. Battery performance can degrade faster in hot climate, which is a concern for tropical region. Also, the lack of fast charging infrastructure makes long-distance travel difficult. Finally, although EV have lower running costs, their higher purchase price remain a barrier for many buyers. Overcoming this issue will be a critical for wider EV adoption. Wider EV adoption. Okay. Last but not least, we will talk about the recommendation for the EV car. First, in terms of technology, we need to focus on batteries recycling to recover valuable material like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. This helps reduce dependence on raw mining. Also, wireless charging system, including dynamic charging lanes on highway, could make EV use more convenience in the future. Second, infrastructure is critical. We need to expand fast charging network, especially along highway and in cities. Through government and private sector collaboration, smart grid powered by solar or wind can reduce pressure on the energy supply, and battery swapping station can offer fast, practical charging for commercial vehicles like taxis and delivery vans. Finally, policy support is essential. Government can help through subsidies, tax incentive, and public education campaign to raise awareness about the long-term saving and environmental benefit of EV. Together, this strategy can create a smoother, faster transition to electric mobility.